Today I'm going to do a full tour of the ID.Buzz, and this is the passenger version, so not ID.Buzz Cargo, but the passenger ID.Buzz. I do have videos on the cargo as well on my channel if you want to check that out. So let's just start with the tour immediately. So this car is optioned with the light package, which gives dynamic blinkers and matrix LED headlights, which work really well. You can see that we have some stuff in here, like you should. In a car like this, you have tons of space and you can remove this cargo divider as well. We have hooks. That's very nice if you go shopping and you have bags, you can have them there. We have 12-volt outlet, which you can use for a fridge or for a fan if you have a dog crate here while you're driving. You cannot leave the dog in the car because it doesn't have reliable temperature monitoring and dog mode, which you get in the Tesla and the Rivian. We have a semi-automatic tow hook, so you just press this one and you can just open it like that, and the same to remove it. You have securing points here in metal, very sturdy, very nice in a car like this. You can see there is tons of space here, and you can even put down the seats to get much more space as well. So this is the main benefit of this car, and where no one else can compete at all. There are no other vans with such a good range as this one. You also have very fun little drawings around everywhere, which I also will show you in the front. And there are also securing points here, 4 in total. And as I mentioned, you can remove this very easily if you don't want this. I find it useful when it's not a ton of cargo in here, because it secures it, so if you needed to emergency brake, everything won't fly around. You also have some stuff here which can be used for organizing, but I suspect it is made for the future 7-seater. This one has an automatic tailgate, but you can option without if you want. It's huge. The charge port has a huge manual flap, which I think is nice. The only thing I wish is that it would tell me if it's open when I'm driving. And you remove this for DC fast charging. It's fine, I guess, but I don't like these things. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't open all the way, and I'll show you why. This is so this won't crash. So they thought about that, which is very nice. Actually, a nice attention to detail, I guess. Which brings us in here, and as you can see, you have a tons of legroom. Tons of legroom. Very nice, and you can see that this is the electric platform, MEB platform from Volkswagen. It doesn't have a drive shaft transmission tunnel here. But something you will notice in the back seats is that there are some USB-C ports, speakers, etc. But where are the air vents? There are no air vents here. There are no air vents in the middle console here. And this causes some issues if you, for example, have dogs in the back seat. They really enjoy and should have air conditioning. You do have trays for eating, and a nice little stowing area here, and a nice compartment here. But this doesn't have electricity, it doesn't have air vents, nothing. It's just a piece of plastic, essentially. I'll show you when I show you the front seats. Aside from that, it has Isofix. You can move the seats a little bit. And you can fold them flat, like this. That'll give you tons of space. These doors are manual, but you can optional electric doors if you wish to have those. Let's move to the front. Here you have the window controls. The windows on the front goes down and not on the back, so that's why there are two switches. There are actually two switches in the Volkswagen ID.4 as well, which have, of course, 4 windows that can move down. So you need to toggle between them, which is quite annoying. I've heard from Volkswagen ID.4 owners. But here you have 2, because there are 2 windows, so here it's fine. I suspect they made it like that to have it uniform on all their cars for more affordable production. You have adjustments for the side mirrors. You have some plastic here. You have some soft fake leather. Not premium materials at all. This is hard plastic. This is some kind of fake leather. This feels more like Tesla style actually. While this is even cheaper than my Model 3 in material choices. You have some, I suppose it's fake wood. It feels like fake wood. Anyways, it looks kind of nice. I like the super light look with the blue. It looks nice. Anyways, the material choices are fine. The seats are some kind of Alcantara feeling stuff with leather around. I really enjoy the material of these seats. I think they are awesome. They feel nice. The seats themselves are not as comfortable as I would like. I like the seats in my Model 3. This material feels nicer, and I would choose this over fake leather. But I want better comfort of the Model 3 seats if just comparing it to something. Headlight controls and defroster for the front window. Really nice to have dedicated buttons. For this is a safety thing, especially in Norway. When you drive into a tunnel and everything fogs up, you can just heat the window in the front, and it actually has like a film for heating the windows, not just vents like Tesla, so it's a better solution. You have a wireless charging space for your phone, which doesn't work with the iPhone 14 Pro very well, in my opinion. You have 2 USB-C ports, and you can use it for wired CarPlay, but you have wireless CarPlay as well. You have vents here. And here would be the controls for your manual side doors. But since we don't have the option on this car, it's a blank, or it just says ID.Buzz. You have the ID style play and pause accelerator and brake. That's very nice. You have this thing which is hard to open, but once you have it open, you have cup holders. There are no cup holders in the rear aside from the trays on the seats, which is a disaster in my opinion. This car should have cup holders in the middle or here. This is not a cup holder, this is a trash bin. I don't know why they don't have that. This car is made to really make use of the row in the back with kids, with dogs, with everything. And they don't have cup holders. That sucks. But you have it in the front, and these work really well. They feel a little bit cheap, I guess, but they work really well. You have the center screen here. This is the largest screen that you can get. There is a smaller screen that you can get as well, and the small screen is also, I think that's the only one available on the Cargo. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, let's go over the steering wheel. I love white interiors. It's super nice, and I would always choose white interiors, but not a white steering wheel. And the reason is this. It's so disgusting already. I washed it multiple times. I got the car like this. And it's like this after, like, I think it's 13,000 kilometers, and it's like this. This is, yeah, some kind of terrible quality issue, in my opinion. If this is something that happens to all ID.Buzzes, the interior quality is worse than my Tesla, for sure. Cruise control. Mode for cruise control. Horn. Voice commands. Volume up, skip, and yeah, skip song is down, I think. And view to change the gauge cluster. So you can have navigation, efficiency. This is from my last trip. You can have driver assistance, view. So you can choose however you want to have it. Let's go over this thing. So the version is 3.2, if you're wondering. There are multiple versions of the ID software. I have a version 3.2, which is the newest right now. There is, you can update these cars, but under some conditions you need to go into the dealership to get it updated. Anyways, so you have telephone, radio, media, you understand, I don't need to explain those. Navigation, it has navigation with route planning, so we can put in a route. It has a nice suggested area and stuff like that. You can see the map. It's laggy, of course, as you would expect with a Volkswagen. Vehicle, this is also where you get the route planner reset. If you were wondering, you just go to data, and then you go to long term, and then press the 00 button, and you can reset, and you have it reset. You can also see since start and since charge. You see the status and the odometer here, and you get the alerts like tire pressure. If the tow hook is out but not secured, you get an alert, etc. You'll also see that on the main screen. So there are different light animations, which is cool. You can lower the mirrors in reverse gear. I didn't know that. That's very useful for not curbing. And this is light settings for both the yeah, you have interior and exterior lights. You have a light here which will show you the correct way to go, so I'll show you that later. Charging, it'll tell you what your state of charge is and estimated the gasometer. You can set the charge limit from 50% to 100%. Very nice and much needed. That should be standard in all cars. You can add the charging locations yourself if they are not on the map. You can also do bidirectional charging up to 10,000 kilowatt hours, which is pretty unique, I would say. There are some other cars that can do it, but this, yeah, but it has a limit, of course, because of the battery warranty. Yeah, some charging settings. Apple CarPlay, I don't need to explain Apple CarPlay. It's awesome in this car because of the rest of the infotainment is kinda laggy. You have users, you can change users, add users, and you can log in to save your settings. You have sound, this is just an equalizer. Background, you can choose the color of the infotainment. Help, static air conditioning, which is you can plan the air conditioning for, okay, I want air conditioning for Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Driver assist features, this one doesn't have lane holding, but it has adaptive cruise control. You can lane holding is called travel assist in the Volkswagen systems. It works very nice, so I recommend optioning that. This car doesn't have that. And you can set it to remind you to take a pause. ID software, you can see the version here. Actually, it's too slow, but I have option. I have version 3.2, if you're wondering. Shop and settings. And the settings is just for everything in this car, really. Oh, I need to mention the armchair. These are very nice, and you can adjust them where you want them. You can set them exactly where you want, which is a nice comfort thing on long trips. You have a glove box, and you have a space here. Utilizing the space very nicely. You can have, I don't know what you can have here, but there is a rubber anti-slip mat, so that's nice. There is USB-C here as well, more speakers. The sound system in this car is not very good anyways. I think you can option a better one, if I recall correctly. You have lights. These are very bright and good, by the way. And this car also have interior lights, which are very bright and good. Let's move to the front. Here you have matrix LED headlights. These are very good, and they'll turn off for traffic in the other direction, so you don't blind them. These also have cool animations when you turn the car on. Here you can see the grille and the radar for adaptive cruise control. Ultrasonic sensors. Very cool grille, and a nightmare to wrap if you want to wrap this car. I've heard it's super expensive. You have a camera, a rain sensor. There is something up there as well. It's a very short front, a long dashboard. So you are of course wondering how you fill up washer fluid. Well, you just pull this one. Here you can fill the washer fluid. So you see just the strap holding the thing in place. Very interesting. Very interesting design. You can also open the back door with this one, if you have the ignition on. Okay, so how fast can you just go in and drive this car? I have the key in my pocket, so just let's go. In foot on brake, that'll activate the system, and you can go directly into drive, or once more and you will go into B mode, which you should drive this car in all the time. It'll brake for you. It's the regen mode and should be default on this car. It's a shame it's not. By the way, park is like Tesla, but gear selection is front for brake or drive, rear for reverse, and P for park. So very similar to like Tesla, but this is the same as all other ID cars. Here's a fun little detail, a smiley face, and that's on both sides. So that's in addition to a lot of other cool small details in this car. To select drive mode, you can click on mode here. And you have Eco, Comfort, Sport, Individual. Individual is just, you can set everything you want. In my opinion, Sport is very nice to drive in. It's a very comfortable car anyways, so it's fine to drive it in Sport to give you a more instant response on the accelerator. It's not a fast car anyways, so it won't be disturbing. So here it is, the full tour of the ID.Buzz. I'll make some more videos, so please subscribe. And I'll show you everything else with this car. I also already have a road trip with this car on my channel, so you can watch how it performs in real life.